In today's video, we're going to talk about the software that I use to do my live streaming, and it's called Wirecast 13. Coming up. Alright, so I have Wirecast 13 open here. Now, I need to say something before I get started. I used to use Wirecast back in version 9, and to be honest, I was really frustrated with it because every time I went live, it just used to take so much computer resources, and my fans would be spinning like crazy, and the experience was really bad. So you know what I did? I stepped back a bit and I just, stopped using it. So this year I said to myself, you know what? It looks like Wirecast has improved because I came across some tutorials online. So I said, you know what? Let me try it out again. So I installed Wirecast 13, and that is what I'm running right here. And to be honest, it's fantastic. And there's one thing that Wirecast really does very, very well, and that is their system and the UI of the software is so easy to use. And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. Now, there are other options out there which are free, like OBS, but don't really like it. I prefer Wirecast, and let me show you how easy it is to get up and running here. So there's two options. I have my recent documents here. So when you set up your Wirecast, you can have your scene for that particular show. So let's say you have 3 shows that you do. So you can have all your graphics in that particular one, and then have different graphics for another one. And this is where you have your documents. All right, so let's start a brand new document from scratch. So I'm going to come over here to create an empty document and click on continue. So here we go. I'm just going to make this nice and big so we can see everything. So in the previous video I spoke about ScreenFlow. It's the same company that makes ScreenFlow, but this is for live streaming. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to start adding all your sources. So you click on this plus button and it shows all your sources here. So let's say it's video capture. So you can come over here and choose the camera that you need to add here on this source. So if I click on add, boom, my camera is already added and it's right here. Next, you may want to record your screen. So to record your screen, click on this plus button to add a source. And this time my source is screen capture. So I'm going to come over here, click on add. Right, it's saying missing audio driver. I'm just going to say okay. So as you can see here, the screen that I'm actually capturing is the actual screen where I'm on right now. So that's why you can see this. And it has a little nice preview here. So the next thing you want to do, and by the way, this is just getting up and running really, really fast. So the next thing you want to do is to add your audio sources. So the easiest way to do it is to just click on this gear icon, and you can now go into change audio. And then now I can choose my audio, and this is coming from my mixer. Do the same over here, change audio, and you're done. So pretty much now you can see my audio meters here. And you may be asking, so how do I switch between the scenes? Well, you just click on it, and there you go. That's your scene, and that's how you switch between them. Now, this is only happening here, but ideally you want to prepare your screen here because this is the live broadcast area. You can see here live broadcast area. So when you push this over to this area, this is what the viewers will see. So you can prepare everything over here, and then once you're ready, push it over by pretty much clicking on this button here. Okay, so when you click here, now this is what everyone else is seeing, and it's live. In fact, you know what? Let me just remove that just in case I'll have some feedback. So let's say you are ready now to move on to 2. This is your cue. You click on it here, and once you're happy with the way it's set up here, you click on this button, and now it has gone now live. So it's really, really exciting to use, very, very easy to use, and you can see here that these audio meters are actually indicating that my sound is working and everything is good. Okay, so let's say you want to add some graphics. So adding graphics again is pretty simple. So when you click on the actual source here, you also have another panel that you can play around with. So I can come over here, and let's say I want to add some graphics. I can click on this plus button here, and I can go to overlays. So let's say I want to add an image or something to go with this view. So I can click on maybe text, click on add, and I can start typing my text in here. So to edit my text, I'm just going to come over here. So you see here where it says new text, You go in there, and let's say this is live. So I'll just type in live in there. And there's also fonts that you can use here. So you can use system fonts as well to match your design. So I'm going to drag this all the way to the top. And I also may want to reduce the size. So let's go with 48. That's a bit too big. Okay, there we go. You can also add graphics from Photoshop. So if you have anything that you've designed in Photoshop, you can just drag it over here and add it onto these layers. So as you can see here, if I switch between the two, this live text is always going to be there. So let's push this over here to live. There we go. So now this shows that it's a live show, and it's always a good thing to have in there when you're, when you're running a live show. Okay, so let's see what else we can do here. So as I've mentioned, you can go into these layers and keep adding, more stuff. So if I click here on this plus button, I can go in and add, screen capture. I can add media files and so on. So let's say you've recorded a tutorial and you'd like to play it on the live show. Here's what you do. You click here on this plus button, and then you go to media files, and then you want to add the media file. So now you can look for it. So let's look for something really small here. So I'm going to go with this. Click open. So now my file has been imported, and when I click on it and take it over here to broadcast, it's going to start playing the file. So that's, in fact, this is a bad example because you can't really see what is being played. Okay, let's delete this shot. And that's how easy it is to delete it, by the way. So I'm going to click on this plus button here and add media file. Let's look for something here. Let's go to Mac. Let's go to, you know what? Let's add our animation. I'm going to hit open. There we go. So if I click here on this animation and go live with it, check this out. So now I can add all my intros, and pretty cool. Now, as you can see here, this is looping. So you can go in here and also make some adjustments to this. So I can go in here and I can change my properties. So if I don't want it to loop, I can go in here and change that. And with the sound as well, this comes in with its own sound. So you don't have to add the audio source on this one here. So let's say now you're running the actual show. This will be my intro. So this will be right here. So let me just go back. So as you can see, like the way I use this, this idea of clicking on the clip first and then clicking on this button, I don't really like that. So there is also an option called Auto Live. So let me try and find it here. So let's go to switch and go to Auto Live. There we go. So with Auto Live, what happens is when I click on something here, it then goes straight live. So look at this. As I'm clicking here, in fact, you know what? Let me switch over here to the live view because there's different views here. So this is the two views that shows you what is before it goes live and then the one that goes live. So over here, this is my live view. So you can tell with the dots here. So let's say I do my intro and say, hello everyone and welcome to my show. And today I'm going to be talking about blah, 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 blah. I can then hit my introduction graphics. And then once my introduction graphics is playing, and then boom, that's the end. Right, so now I'm back. Now I can start showing whatever it is I need to show. And if I need to click back over here to my main video, I can go back to that and continue speaking. Now, it's also quite easy to add even more things here. So I can have, let's say, picture in picture, and this can be done by adding, new scenes and then customizing it over here. Now, you may be asking, how do I then go live? Well, the answer to that is, to go live, you want to come over here to output settings, and there's quite a few options here. I use a service called Restream. It allows me to broadcast live both to Facebook and YouTube. But in this case, I'm just going to show you, all the options that we have. So you can see YouTube is here. And when you click on more, it shows you all these other destinations that you can use to live stream. So let's say I hit OK. This now gives me all the other options. So let's say you want to stream in HD. So I'm going to go with 1080p. And then over here, this is where I need to authenticate and add all my details for my live stream. Now, I can also add more sources here. So look, it says not configured, so I can just call this YouTube. Add another one. So this one here could be Facebook. So let's look for Facebook. Where is Facebook? And we also have Twitch, by the way. Oh, here we go. Facebook Live. If I hit OK, I can add all my settings for Facebook Live as well. So once all that is ready, you can just hit live and then you start broadcasting. And there's also an option to record this. So if I come over here to output settings, I can record this to disk. So we have two options. We have .mov. Now this is ProRes, and we also have your normal, MP4 file, and this will record it to disk. Now, to be honest, I'm playing around with this idea because I want to see how it would work, because I could actually record as if I'm going live here on my show and do it that way with my introductions and all that good stuff, because doing it like in my editing software is a bit of a pain. So you can see now how I would prefer to use Wirecast. I can actually record my tutorials where I can add all the graphics that I need on my timeline and then just save it and then edit that file. So that's something I'm going to be playing around with. So we're going to see very soon how far that takes me. All right, so this is how easy it is to get started with Wirecast 13. I'm going to be doing even more tutorials. So this was just a quick overview on how you can use Wirecast 13. Let me know what you think in the comments box below. Thank you very much for watching. See you again in the next video.